I hope that thumbnail is a nice reminder to you all that I know nothing about how to actually box. Plus, it's like, I'm kind of a big dude, only have so much space for the thumbnail, so I really just ended up like clenched up like this. I should have just gone for it and done a full-on Falcon Punch. So Creed 2 is the sequel to Creed, and the Creed franchise as a whole, I'm going to call it a sequel to the Rocky franchise. Rocky is about Sylvester Stallone, Rocky Balboa. Creed is about Adonis Creed being trained by Rocky Balboa. Ryan Coogler directed the first movie. He did not return to direct this one because he was stuck in Wakanda, but he did handpick the director for this one in Stephen Cable Jr. And in this movie, Creed has now been fighting for a few years. He gains the heavyweight champion title, and then someone challenges him to a fight. Who is it? Viktor Drago. That's right, the son of Ivan Drago, the Soviet boxing champ from the 80s who killed Apollo Creed, Adonis' father. So there's a lot of history there. These two are gonna fight, so here's our movie. The first Creed, when it was first announced, I was like, it's interesting, feels a little unnecessary, but the trailers for it were really good, and when the movie came out, I loved it. It came out in 2015, and other than The Force Awakens, it was my favorite movie of that year. It had the emotion, it had the heart, it had nice characters, it had awesome boxing. It was everything you look for when you're going to the movies. So how does Creed 2 stack up? It's really good too. Is it as good? I think I enjoy the first one just a hair more, but this one's a really solid time. Michael B. Jordan in these movies, man. Michael B. Jordan, okay, he's great in the first one. This movie requires more out of him. He totally steps up to the plate, totally delivers all of the emotional beats, all the physical beats. I will say, I don't know if this is a controversial opinion, but the first couple Rocky movies, like the dramatic ones, Rocky 1, Rocky 2, and you could kind of say this about Rocky Balboa, but mainly those first two Rocky movies, the last 20-30 minutes, that's the training montage, that's the fight, that's where all the action takes place. The first hour and a half is usually set up. It's just Rocky living his life, which is great. The Creed movies follow a very similar formula, and to be totally honest, I like the drama elements of the Creed movies more than I like the drama elements of the Rocky movies. I think part of it is you don't have Paulie, who's really annoying in the first two movies. That also might be controversial, I don't really know. And also, I can understand what Michael B. Jordan is saying, which is nice. This movie plays up the relationships a lot. So the relationship of Adonis and his wife Bianca, that's really good. The relationship between Adonis and Rocky, who Sylvester Stallone is again really good in this movie, but that relationship too is great. And they spend a good amount of time on the relationship between Ivan and Viktor Drago, and Dolph Lundgren in this movie. Let's be honest, Dolph Lundgren, he's not Daniel Day-Lewis. And the guy they got to play Viktor Drago, who I believe is a professional boxer in real life, while he is huge, this physically imposing beast, he's not an actor. Stephen Cable Jr. did a great job at playing to the strengths of both of those two actors and creating a scenario where you actually feel some sympathy for the Dragos, which is nuts because Rocky IV, as much as I love it, it's more akin to a music video than it is an actual movie. So to be able to take that much 80s cheese and now bring it into 2018 and make it grounded and realistic, hats off to Stephen Cable Jr. for that. A lot of the staples of the Rocky franchise that you know and love, they're in this. The training montage is awesome. There's a lot of really cool fight scenes in this movie. The movie also hits you with some really good emotional punches. The big father-son dynamic is very strong in this movie. And I've seen some people say the movie's very formulaic. It is very formulaic. That's a fair criticism to make, but you know what? This is the 8th movie in this franchise. How many different things can you really do with a boxing movie? 2, the first Creed was really formulaic, so I'm cool with it. And 3, just because you follow a formula doesn't mean it's bad. Force Awakens followed a formula, and I loved it. The first Creed followed a formula, it was great. And the majority of the Rocky movies all follow the same formula, -5, which everyone hates anyways. Point being, if a formula is executed well, it can still be a really awesome, really entertaining movie. Heck, I use a formula when I'm making cookies. I use the same exact recipe every time. And they're great. I deviated from that formula once, and my friend accidentally put Worcestershire sauce in them instead of vanilla. And I don't think I'm really going to deviate from that formula again anytime soon. At the end of the day, I had really high expectations for Creed 2, and the movie delivered. I think Creed 1 might be the better made movie just by a little bit, but this one is equally as entertaining. The boxing scenes in this movie were really solid too. The music, the score was really good. The soundtrack was a little hit and miss for me, but the score echoed some themes from the first Creed as well as some of the other Rocky movies, and that was really awesome. A good cast, a great story, great pacing, a great end fight. This is one of my favorite movies of the year. Go rush out and see it if you haven't already. And so Creed 2, what did you think of it? Where does it rank for you with the other Rocky movies? I think I'm due for a Rocky marathon soon, because it's been a few years since I've seen some of them, so I'll have to figure out where this movie ranks for me after I rewatch a couple of the Rocky movies. Well, whatever you thought of Creed 2, let me know what you think down in the comments, and thank you so much for watching this video. If you guys liked it, you can click subscribe and check out some of my other videos, and I'll catch you guys next time.